going on, everybody? We are back for a special edition of Nemesis Gaming League action tonight. We have the Season 5 Grand Finals, all 5 leagues, coming at you in just a couple minutes here. But first, we have the Season 5 Grand Finals pre-show. Welcome to it. I'm Rocker Man, Nemesis Director and host for tonight's pre-show. And I'll be kind of taking control on our ride as we go through the leagues and talk about what we have to look forward to tonight. It should be a fun night. First, got to introduce some good looking guys in the booth with me today. First, we got our boy, 2-time All Star Psychonautic. How you doing, Psycho? I think you're muted, Psycho. Gotta fix that. Don't worry, don't worry. It's
Don't
not.
do this to me. I'm so sorry. Scuffed straight out the gate.
All right. Get out of the way.
I'm having a great day so far, except for muting myself like that. I'm super excited to be here as we stand at the precipice of what is potentially going to be Nemesis Gaming League's best playoff tournament to date.
Yeah, it's been a great run so far, and I'm sure the matches tonight are gonna step that up there. And also we have Coke and Bagels, season 1 and season 4 champion in the booth.
Yeah, I missed out on grand finals this season, but I finally got my new glasses. Broke them,
Okay.
but now I can see all this playoff action in its entirety and clearly for once. And looking forward to everything we got going on tonight.
Perfect. That's what I like to hear. And also we got another season 4 champion in the booth. We got the one, the only Jaegers. How you doing, Jaegers?
Happy to be here, Austin. I'm ready for some game sevens tonight, and I got the Jays on for this one. I'm hyped.
The Jays stay on.
Jays stay on.
Jays always stay on for sure. And yeah, that's the booth we got working for you guys tonight. And we're gonna take our look around the leagues here. We're gonna start things off in the Titan League, and then we're gonna work our way all the way down to Novice, which is our first matchup of the night. So we're gonna work our way backwards through the action, and then end off in Novice, which is the first matchup. So let's kick things off for the Titan League season in review. We have Pinnacle taking on Blizzard. Let's briefly go through those regular seasons, starting with the Jaegers, talking about Pinnacle.
Gladly, Austin. So Pinnacle finished out the regular season with a 14-2 record. They came into the playoffs as the 1 seed, and might I add, had the best ever Titan regular season record. They started 13-0 before losing 3-1 to Blizzard. The team they're gonna be going up against, but they had a 43-18 game record on the season. Player to watch out for is 2-time champ, 2-time MVP Luca Monsta, and they had a consistent roster throughout the season with no major changes to it. So there's that.
Very nice. And then other side, Bagels. What can you tell us about Blizzard here?
Oh, Blizzard, they finished out the season 10-6, just like so many of the other teams in the Titan League. I think there was 4 teams sitting at that 10-6 record. Came into playoffs as the 3 seed, so they had to battle their way through the bracket. This is going to be their 3rd match in the playoffs. And they ended up going 3-6 to kind of start off midway through the season. But then they picked up Soars and Mad Marks, and they have since gone on quite the run. And that is going to be the guy to watch out here, Mad Max, who is an offensive. He's leading the offensive powerhouse for this Blizzard team, and they've been on a 9-match win streak going into this game, including the win over Pinnacle earlier, or to end off the season there.
Yeah, both these teams looking hot in this one. And let's talk quickly about the playoff run to get here. Both these teams had slightly different routes here. What can you tell us about their run so far, Psycho?
Well, Rocker Man, Pinnacle had a pretty easy run so far. Since they took the 1st seed, they were able to be exempt from the quarterfinals. So in the semifinals, they had to face off against the number 4 Reapers, who they beat to move into the grand finals. They beat the Reapers in 4-2. And then you have Blizzard, who didn't make it into the semifinals at the beginning. They had to go through number 6 Grandmasters in the quarterfinals, who they did beat in 4-1. And then that moved them on to the semifinals, who they got to go up against Gravity, which was the number 2 seed, and they won 4-1 against them to move into the grand finals here against Pinnacle.
So got two teams coming in ready to go after some crazy matches and a little preview for tonight, and then we'll get into predictions from from the booth. So yeah, we talked about it. Blizzard, they've showed dominance so far this season in with the win streak that they're on heading to this one, and we all know about how great their offense is with their insane speed and great display of mechanics. And then Pinnacle, they've had their weaknesses towards the end of the season. We've seen them, but I mean, still a 14-2 regular season record. That is nothing to shy away from. And Luca, we talked about him, we mentioned him. He's looking for his third championship with his third different team this season. And actually, fun fact: Pinnacle's the only team tonight that's won a championship. Out of all the 10 teams we have, Pinnacle is the only one who's won a championship. While Blizzard, they're looking for their first ever championship as an expansion org. So it should be a crazy matchup. And let's get quickly into these predictions here. Who you guys are taking tonight? Let's start things off with Psycho. Psycho, who you taking in this one?
I think it's going to be Pinnacle. I think they're going to take it over Blizzard 4-2.
Ooh, all right, Psycho's going Pinnacle. Bagels, you've got some tight league experience being the resident expert on on the evening here. Who are you taking in this one?
I'm gonna go 4-2, but in the opposite direction. I got Blizzard taking this over the ex champs in season 3.
Ooh, all right, Jaegers.
Austin, I see this one going the distance. I got Pinnacle winning 4-3 over Blizzard.
All right, 4-3 Pinnacle. And then for me, I'll also go with Pinnacle. Maybe a little org bias there, but I think this is going to be a crazy series here. Blizzard is a really good team. I've got also going the distance. Like many of these matches, I think they're going the distance. But Pinnacle, I think they're taking this one. And yeah, we'll have to find out. That matchup is at 10 p.m. Eastern tonight, the final match of the night. Let's move down into the rival league now here, where we have Pineapples taking on the Panthers. This one's going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern. Psycho, why don't you tell us about the number one seeded Pineapples?
Well, just as you said, they were the number one seed, ending their regular season with a 14-4 record, one of two teams to start off 8-0 until an unfortunate game 9 of the season lost to the 8-0 team Hydra after they finished the season going 6-3. But I have to say, Squirrel would probably be the player to watch on the Pineapples. A lot of people, I feel like throughout the season we're sleeping on Squirrel, but he's proved time and time again on and off stream to be one of their key players.
Yeah, we'll have to watch out for Squirrel. Birthday boy yesterday. Happy belated to Squirrel. We'll see how him and the Pineapples perform. I'm going up against the Panthers, who Jaegers is going to tell us about their regular season.
Well, the Panthers went 13-5 in the regular season, flew kind of under the radar with the hot starts from both Hydra and Pineapples, but they handed a loss to both of them, and then the Panthers finally got the attention they deserved, being number one in power rankings, and being in grand finals. They certainly lived up to the hype. They came into the playoffs as a 3 seed and started out a little shaky, went 0-2 starting out, but went 11-1 their following 12 games. Player to watch here is Sand, who's a leader on the pitch, and yeah, ready for this one.
Yeah, should be a good one. Definitely a guy to watch out for in Sand and Bagels. We've seen the runs from these guys. They've had some interesting runs. Maybe some of the most interesting that we've had have been in the rival league. What can you tell us about these guys and how they got here?
Yeah, Pineapples in the first round of the rival playoffs took a really dominating win over Whiteout in a 4-1 fashion. But then when they got to semis, that's when things got interesting. They found themselves down 3-0 to the Mafiosos, and they actually were able to pull off the reverse sweep, the only reverse sweep in Nemesis history in the best of 7 format. And it wasn't clean, it wasn't pretty. They subbed out Squirrel, but they certainly got the job done. And they find themselves in the grand finals now. But on the other side, we have the Panthers, who a little bit of a kind of a topsy turvy performance as well, but they had a really dominating performance as well in the first round. They went 4-0 over the Chiefs. And then in their semis, they went to game 7 as well. Wasn't a reverse sweep, but they were able to take down the Kings with their infield passing heavy play style. But honestly, it didn't look pretty, so I'm expecting them to have to come up big here against the Pineapples' crazy offense.
Yeah, and taking a look at this matchup, we talked about it. 9 p.m. Eastern is the start for this Rival League Grand Finals, and like we referenced, both these teams go into a Game 7. The Rival League playoffs, they have honestly been probably the craziest ones we've seen so far. I mean, all the playoffs have been crazy from all these leagues, but Rival League has had some amazing moments with the reverse sweep by the Pineapples to get here. Panthers took down the Chiefs, who were title favorite, and the Kings, who were making an underdog run. I mean, who knows what's going to happen in this one? I honestly couldn't tell you, but maybe Psychonaut can tell us what he thinks is going to happen this one with his prediction. Who you got, Psycho?
Well, I think this one's going to be one of the best matches that we have tonight, and I think that it is going to give us some of the best content. I think that it's going to go to a Game 7, but it's going to be in favor of Pineapples.
Bagels, what you thinking here?
I'm also gonna be going with the Pineapples. I'm gonna scratch a game off there from the Panthers. I'm gonna go 4-2. I just think the Pineapples overall their offense is way better than the Panthers, but honestly, it could go either way.
All
I'm
right,
gonna
and
have
then Jaegers, yeah, go for it.
Sorry about that. I'm gonna have to go Game 7. Pineapples taking this one. They've shown they can win with their sub in, and they're a dominant force, Austin.
Yeah, they definitely are a force to be reckoned with. I'm actually gonna be the defector here on the booth. I'm going with the Panthers in this one. I think we're gonna be seeing maybe a slight upset in this one. I also got to go into another Game 7, but I think the Panthers, just the way this playoffs has been, I think we're in for a crazy matchup, and I'm going with the Panthers on the upset here. So yeah, I got the Panthers. Rest of the boys got Pineapples. We'll see what that one is gonna happen at 9 p.m. Eastern. Let's move right along quickly into Challenger League, where we have Flame, the number 2 seed, taking on Venom, the 8th seed. Psycho, why don't you go through Flame's regular season?
Yeah, they had a really solid regular season, coming 12-6 at the end of it. Like you said, number 2 seed, they clinched that and did really good. However, for tonight's matchup against Venom, they're actually looking like the underdogs according to our numbers in a 60-40 in favor of Venom. But they do have a player named Zerial who has been known to pop off. So I think that people need to be keeping their eyes on that individual. And it's worth noting that they have won their last 10 out of 11 matches.
And Jaeger's Venom on the other side, technically the favorites, but they are the 8th seed here.
Yeah, it's a little weird there, isn't it? Finishing off the season, not the greatest record, 10-8, but came into the playoffs as an 8 seed after a great play-in tournament. Lowest seed to ever make grand finals, and it's their first ever appearance in five seasons. Um, First ever playoff appearance in 5 seasons, and the player to watch here, in my opinion, is Crow, who's been a scoring machine as of late. And it's also the rookie season for both Crow and Britain, which could explain why they haven't made the playoffs before this season.
That's true. Bagels, what can you tell us quickly about their runs to get to this point?
Yeah, both teams actually having a tough first round, but first we're going to talk about Flame. Had a 4-2 win over Papayas. It was close, but able to sneak their way through. But then they had a dominating sweep 4-0 over the number 3 seeded Bishops to make it here. But on the other side, we have Venom, the only team to come from the play-in tournament as the 8th seed. They've played 4 matches already. They lost 3-1 to the Papayas in that first match of the play-in, then swept Motion 3-0. First round in playoffs upset, big upset over the Ascension team, number 1 seed in that first round. Then took down Dissolved 4-2, and then they find themselves in the grand finals now to pull off one more upset potentially.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It's an interesting matchup, all things considered. I mean, I said it in the news announcement. I think either way that this matchup goes, we're in for an upset. Whether it be Flame, who's technically the underdogs of this matchup, despite being the 2 seed, or will we see number 8 Venom pull the impossible and win the championship as the lowest seed or make the grand finals? That's to be determined. And yeah, let's bring it around. Let's bring it around to the table here for some more predictions. Starting again with Psycho.
Yeah, I think Venom's going to dominate this one, to be honest with you. I think that Flame's going to be able to get one game off of them, but I think Venom has just got blood in their mouth, or the taste for blood in their mouth, I should say. So I think they're going to bring it to them heavy.
Bagels?
Yeah, I think Venom is gonna have this one as well. I don't think it's gonna be as convincing as a 4-1. I got them taking it 4-2, but it could absolutely go game 7, as Venom has looked shaky before. But honestly, I think they want this as their first time making playoffs, like Jaeger said, and they want to seal this one.
And Jaeger, speaking of Jaegers, what you thinking in this one?
This is a scrappy Venom roster, and I'm not sure if Flames pulling out their full force for this one. And I see Venom taking this one in 6. Could go 7, could go 5. Either way, I see Venom taking it.
All right. Once again, I'm going the opposite way of everyone on this board here. I'm taking Flame with this one. I think they are being criminally underrated in this matchup. They smacked around the Bishops, took down the Papayas. They looked really good in their last matchup, and I think they got a little bit too much disrespect from the power rankings teams being the underdogs. I think Flame is going to come out here and surprise people. I got him in 7 though. I think Venom's going to put up a good fight, but I do think it's going to be very close in the Challenger League Grand Finals. But yeah, let's move on now to the Prospect League, which is going to be happening at 7 p.m. Eastern. Another exciting one here. We have the number 1 seeded Hypernova taking on the number 6 seeded Ember. And Psycho, again, I'll bring it back to you for Hypernova's regular season in review.
Yeah, they had the best regular season of any prospect team coming into the playoffs as the first seed. 14-4 was their regular season, which started off hot with a 7-1 record, and then they cruised their way to the 1 seed, ended up with that 14-4, winning 66% of their games. Player to watch, I would say, has got to be Critter, who is also the captain and I believe a moderator for Discord as well. But he is actually absolutely been hot this season. He's been popping off every time he gets on stream. Every time he comes around, he just does the deeds. And also, Hypernova has had back-to-back Game 7 victories in the playoffs.
Yeah, they have been pushed to the brink, but they've survived this far to get to this point. Another team who's survived quite a bit is Ember Jaegers.
Most definitely. They after a solid 8-3 start to their season, they went on a bit of a losing skid, losing 4 games in a row, but managed to bounce back and win their last 3 games. Team they lost to though is Hypernova back in week 8. Had an 11-7 regular season and came into the playoffs as a 6 seed. Managed to take down both the 3 and 2 seeds with the 1 seed left on their dock, and between them and Nemesis Glory. But yeah, the player to watch out for Ember is Cruisin' Kid, who's a mechanical wizard and has shown up when Ember has needed them.
Yeah, he definitely has, and he'll be a guy to watch out for sure. Critter versus Cruisin' Kid, and we'll bring it back to Bagels here for the playoff run to get to this point.
Yeah, and like Psycho said, Hypernova, they're the 1 seed, but they haven't made it look easy. They've had 2 Game 7s in a row. First with a win over Bandits. That was an absolutely crazy series. We peaked at 130 viewers for that matchup. That was a crazy series. Then in the semis, again a 4-3 victory over the Barbarians. Another crazy series. But on the other side, we have the 6th seed, another one of those lower seeded teams like Venom. They're sitting at 6 for this matchup. 4-2 win over Flurry. Another huge upset. We thought Flurry was going to potentially be here in this spot, but they are not. And then another crazy upset, 4-3 over the Vipers. The upsets continue for this Ember team. And looking at this matchup tonight, that's going to be here at 7 p.m. Eastern. We got Hypernova, like I said, 2 Game 7s. And will they be able to survive one more series here to take the crown, or will Ember pull off one more crazy upset here? This could very well be the matchup of the night, I think.
Yeah, it definitely could be. It has all the makings for something that could be absolutely crazy. And we'll see if Prospect League produces another Game 7. Psycho, you rocking with another Game 7 here?
Yes, I am. In fact, I do think it's going to be another Game 7. I think it's going to be in favor of Hypernova. Ember is strong, but I think Hypernova is gonna take this one.
And Bagels, back to you. You said it was going to be a spicy one, maybe matchup of the night. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, I got the Firestorm org winning their 2nd championship since season 2 back with Blaze. I got Ember 4-3 over Hypernova. I'm not sure if they can survive one more Game 7 series.
All right, Jaegers, your prospect expert here on the season. Who you got?
Yes, sir. I think the dream ends here, Austin, with Hypernova 4-2ing Ember. I mean, Ember's been good throughout the playoffs, but I don't think they can keep up against the pressure that Hypernova puts on offense.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm also a guy that's rocking with one more game seven in this one. I think it's going the distance, and I've got Ember in this one again on the upset. I think kind of like what he is referencing. I think it kind of ends here. And on the other side, he agrees, but I think it ends here for Hypernova. I think Ember is going to pull the upset. They clutched up against Vipers. I think they do it one more time here and take the grand finals victory. And then let's move right along to the final league that we're going to talk about, leading right into the next matchup here. We have the Novice League, which is coming up right after this pre-show at 6 p.m. Eastern. We have Frost, the number one seed, taking on Ignite, another six seed here, making a run. And let's talk about Frost here, Psycho, one of the top teams in Novice.
Yeah, the top team, depending on who you're talking to. 14-4 regular season. As you said, they came into the playoffs as the one seed. They traded 3-2 victories in the regular season, with Ignite taking the most recent one. But they are, I believe, 1-1, Ignite and Frost. So this would be
Yeah.
the third time they face each other. This is for literally all the marbles. And I would say that the player to watch tonight on Frost has got to be what everybody calls Riot. I'm not sure how to say his Riot-a-cool.
Radical, yeah, you got it, you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll definitely be someone to watch out for there, as he's been a strong one. But yeah, they traded the regular season series, and it all comes down to this one. Winner of this one will win the season series and win the season for Novice. But on the other side, they're going up against Ignite, who have, well, maybe pun intended. It always happens. It always happens. They've been on fire, Jaegers, making their playoff run.
Yeah, no, Ignite had a 13-5 regular season, which is great, especially for a six seed. Unfortunately, they were in the same division as Frost, and there here we are, another divisional matchup in grand finals. They're currently on a 12-game win streak, including the regular season games. Player to watch is Isaac. He's a player I brought into the league. I actually ran into him in comp. Right before the draft, and he's been good for that team ever since.
And definitely, they have made a run here, and a couple of teams. Both these teams have made some runs.
Yeah, some interesting runs, some might say.
Yeah,
Frost with an unfortunate FF win over Aurora. We unfortunately will not know how that truly would have played out, but likely Frost would have made it through either way. Then in the semis, a 4-2 win over the number 4 Vandals to punch their ticket to the grand finals. On the opposite side, Ignite, who previously lost to Lynx, I believe 4-2, but since were disqualified, the Lynx were due to some smurfing, and that allowed Ignite to get a second chance, and they did not disappoint, as in the semis, a dominant 4-0 sweep over the number 7 Vikings there. And tonight, that one's going to be coming up right here after this pre-show at 6 p.m. Eastern. Both Frost and Ignite, they had easy quarterfinal rounds, kind of, and we will have to see, pun intended here, the long-awaited battle of the elements is finally happening in the Novice League. Will Frost extinguish Ignite, or will Ignite's intense heat overexpose them? I can't believe I missed who wrote this script. I don't know, but
yeah. Who wrote
either
this?
way, either way, it wasn't me. That's to say, and very interesting fact here is that Ignite, also part of the Firestorm org, they have 3 teams here across all the
Wow.
leagues here in grand finals. So looking to get another championship here since Blaze's run in season 2.
Yeah, kind of an underdog story with the three teams making it. Let's take it around the table one last time for this matchup here. Psycho, let's start with you.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 6 games. I think Frost is going to take it 4-2 over Ignite. Ignite has a lot of momentum coming into this, but I think Frost is just a little bit too powerful.
Bagels?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. I'm actually only gonna give Ignite 1 game here. I got
Mm.
Frost 4-1 over them. I just think Ignite had a little bit too easy of a run. They got to disqualification and they took down the number 7 seed in a sweep, the number 7 seed in the semis. So I got Frost here.
Oh,
The number
Jaegers.
7 team who's been on a hot streak, Bagels. I'm gonna take the opposite. I think gonna be too hot to handle for Frost. I see them taking it in 7.
All right, I'm also on the Jaegers train here. I've got Ignite here. Once again, I think the playoffs have been crazy. I think I picked pretty much all the upsets here.
Yeah.
potentially on on this one, but I really do think this has been the craziest playoffs in Nemesis history, and I'm just expecting the match to be that much more crazy. I've got Ignite 4-2 in this one for the Novice League, but we'll have to see. That matchup is coming in just about 5 minutes, so get your friends, your family, get some popcorn because this playoffs has been crazy. It's been a wild run, and we have 5 matches on the night here. All the grand finals. We're gonna give out over $1,000 tonight to the winners of these grand finals, and we're gonna crown 5 champions. Who, some people might say that might be better than the money, just for the bragging rights, for all the glory here. So it should be great. We're gonna be heading to a break here, a short break, but then we have the Novice League grand finals where we have Frost taking out Ignite. We'll see you guys in just a couple minutes.
One moment to escape.